Curtis, DIYer.
DIYers, I hope you had a great Christmas holiday. While you were probably just enjoying either watching your kids or yourself open up presents, a few rappers dropped a diss song on 50 Cent on Christmas Day.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Well, a lot of people are speculating, at least. I think it's pretty direct. But there's a compilation, or I should say there's a cipher from the good fellas at the podcast Let's Rap About It, which are, of course, Fabolous, Jim Jones, Davies, and Mano. They all rap over 50 Cent beats.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Why? We'll explain that in a second, but let's just watch it and react.
Yeah, let's rap about it. Yeah, look, hey, real niggas outnumbered 99-1. I've been a savage way before I turned 21. They said that I would probably die before I'm 21. These young boys getting light before they 21. Let's rap about it, smack a nigga, laugh about it. It's either in you, not on you. You lames need a class about it. Might I never get my flowers in this lifetime? Probably have to die before I get my right shine. It's cool, cause stars shine when it's nighttime. These internet niggas throwing shots, pick the right time.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's about to be some bars that come up, but this just kind of low-key reminded me of some of the bangers that 50 has in his catalog.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
They got a lot of amazing production, and they went through some of my favorite 50 Cent beats. But this is interesting. This is interesting because this is pretty direct. They've been direct on the podcast, but I guess they said, yo, stop all the internet shit. Let's rap.
I got time today, a hustler gonna find a way. I don't back down, it's not inside my DNA. Pops died early, had to grind early. Big hammers way before I had size on me. Talking old beef, taking back the guy Tony. That's before actresses laid their eyes on me.
Hey, for the rappers that's watching, don't have your microphone this low. Don't have your microphone this low. It's going. I know this is a vertical video performance, but don't have your microphone this low. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's gonna mess your recording up. Heads up.
Yeah, let's talk money and love. But OG said you can't trade money for love. All of us gang, but only one of us blood and one crib. Don't trip, they ain't fucking with us.
What? The microphone is at his chest. If I start rapping like this, what's gonna happen?
Hey, it's easy to see when you look at me. Another reason why you should be shook of me. I'm on that shit again. We getting lit again. Ain't no age for being fly to your citizen. Yeah, hey, rap about it. Ain't no age for being fly to your citizen.
That was cool. It didn't feel like it was that direct of shots in that first one, but who's up next?
Let's rap about it. KLP.
I just want to know who idea this was. In the chat, let me know whose idea was this whole thing. Who you think idea this was? I'm curious. I got my suspicions.
I whip your head, boy.
It's another one of my
Chapo.
I think it was this nigga right here. I think it was him. He has been a problem child OG. He has been so problematic in the last 2 years. Like, he's always had like an edge. But since the podcast mics came out, I saw somebody had a message today. It said, I hope you didn't unwrap a podcast. I hope you didn't unwrap podcast equipment today. I said, that's very mean. Then I think about it. He said a lot of wild shit, and it's been getting a lot of coverage in the process. Oh, I think this might be the person that did that.
I'm ducking smoking, I ain't got a neck. These niggas all in their feelings, they must have got upset.
How I'm ducking smoking, I ain't got a neck. Oh.
I played ball till I got fouled too hard and went and got a tech.
Right.
I've been around real killers, nigga. You are not a threat.
Okay.
It's money in the bank, you should have stopped the bet. Stop it up. Been left the game, but I still got connects.
Okay.
Young boys carry guns that can stop a jet. I flew birds from
This beat's still so hard. It's hard to diss somebody on that beat when the beat is outshining everything right now. I forgot how hard this beat was. I whoop your head, boy. I was at a show one time and the homie was like, I got this crazy idea. He wanted to put with Willow Smith, I whipped my head back and forth, but he wanted to put it over this beat. It never happened, but the idea, somebody need to make that happen. That beat is so hard. I'm sorry. It is overshadowing everything right now.
But I still got the set. Fuck 'em. Fuck about the ass, we will whip your head. Niggas saying fuck the streets like them shits is dead. I got niggas in the streets that's moving bricks for bread. I got homies getting snatched and they just hit the feds. Shit. I'm from New York where that money talk.
Right.
Niggas post bail and they don't come to fucking court, nigga. My YNs is doing quarter zips. That's nothing but a 7. When I was young, I was doing quarter bricks.
Okay.
On the gram, we was taking rich porter flicks. Pineapples on the head, 3 1/4 whips. Nasty. That's when Duke had the Beamer and I had the add. Rockin' beef from Broxy's my side dish, so I had the Mac.
Right. I'm not the biggest Jim Jones fan, but this is a solid verse. I think it's a solid verse. You know, if this wasn't positioned as a 50 Cent like rebuttal, I think under different circumstances, I'll be like, okay, it's solid.
Squatting in the building, I'm squatting on some millions. These niggas watching my moves, I got them in their shit. Tell me what you want, nigga. Tell me. Tell me what you need. Tell me what it is. Tell me what you, nigga.
I don't know what happened at the end of this.
Tell me what it be. Shit.
Niggas just ran out of breath. What happened to the end? That is the biggest pet peeve of anybody that rap is when you start at the end. Like, I feel like it's called the Jim Jones effect. Not Jim Jones, the Mike Jones effect. Three. Oh, I said back then they didn't want me, now I know. I said back then they did. They used to piss me off even as a young. Like, I love this song, but I was like, oh, you just cheated an extra bar. You stop that repeating shit.
Tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
He just coasted the last few bars. Okay. So that must mean Dave East is next. Okay, I got a question. What is this music video right now? Is it behind the scenes? What's going on with this? They must have said, as soon as they had this song done, hey, we should shoot a visual. Hey, so-and-so pull the camera out. It's just no cohesiveness going on. What's going on, brothers?
Pablo. I used to do the Averex with the cream sleeves. I did that. Out in Michigan trying to get it, my team Cleves.
Right.
Now I'm back in Harlem ballin' like Kareem Reed. Tan and white on us like a bagel with cream cheese.
No, this is a commercial. This is a commercial for Let's Rap About It.
Look, you seen them on TV, I really seen fiends. Nothing but they kept their balance on a mean lean.
Right.
We treating niggas like Isaiah, ain't no dream team. Think of Chip Banks, American cream team.
Yeah.
White rice and corn, mama did the string beans.
Right.
Just for my niggas in Clinton Green or Sing.
I feel like Dave East was like, y'all niggas crazy. I ain't finna diss nobody. I ain't really got no issues like that with them. So I'm gonna just get this verse off. I'm gonna just get this verse off. I'm gonna write to some shit and I'm gonna get this verse off. It sounded like he wasn't in on this plan.
I seen a different kind of magic than Kareem seen. Powder turned into a rock without a green screen. Thinking about they self, don't know about what a team mean.
Yeah.
Just trying to get away from 12 like a preteen. Cough syrup, got him
Trying to get away from 12 like a preteen. Sheesh.
addicted, he need lean. I heard BG came home, I put on bling bling. Cameras caught him at the crib, now it's a ring scene. On the rooftop, like a Nino and G thing. Expensive dinner type bitches, knowing they eat wings. 600 Benzes and
This podcast B-roll is killing me right now. This shit got me in tears. Why is there podcast B-roll in a diss song? Deleted said, just know when I say Curtis, I'm not talking about you, gang. I already know. I was watching your video this weekend. First of all, shout out my dog Deleted for that game video about the game. Oh, that was so masterfully done. I sat there and I was relaxing and I said, oh, I've got to catch up on my deleted content. I talk like that when I watch your content because it makes me feel even more menacing, because it's like, what kind of a psycho you gotta be to be like, I'm going to catch up on my deleted content. Oh, let's see what he posted about. I don't know why I sound like Mrs. Doubtfire, but that shit was hilarious. I already know. I ain't tripping. Like, anytime I hear Curtis, I used to use that as my beat tag, but I ain't even tripping, deleted. I am excited to see what video you got coming up for Mr. Curtis Jackson. All love, brother. We got to catch up soon, too. Let's see what the end of this sound like.
Beamers, that was a street dream. Free sling, lately I'm sipping, I got it different. Put you on the wall, no street team. Always a FTD thing. From the dirt. Look, I really been in King Park with Crazy O, Shady Low, Nipsey on repeat, and my Mercedes low. Let's rap about it. All I knew was trap about it.
This fucking B-roll of the podcast. Ooh, I know it's some video directors pissed off right now. Why is there so much B-roll of the podcast? Okay.
Info, we smack it out, I'm no limit, I'm actually about it. Know the vibe, I'm actually about it.
Nah, Davies right now is my favorite so far. Davies definitely killed that, but Davies kill everything. He always kill his features. Without a doubt, he gonna kill a feature. All right, but now we get into the one that's been having the most conversation, which is his Fabolous verse. And I saw a few clips, but let's listen to the whole thing here. Ugh. Whoa. Okay, Fab.
Whoa. Look.
Real quick head count. How many of y'all, anytime like you need to spell out Fabolous name, how many of y'all still say Fabolous? I'm the only one? No, I ain't the only one. Stop lying.
I'm a top shotter who drop dollars and pop collars. You ain't talking about top dollar, do not holler.
Right.
Niggas can't move us, but nah, we not squatters. They mad cause we fly and niggas cannot swat us. Get it toe to head from bottom to top's Prada. Them window shoppers ain't really gon' cop nada. My dog told me give him the word and shots follow.
No, run that shit back. No, Fab is talking. Maybe this was Fab's idea. Maybe Fab was like they were like, what we gonna do about it? What we gonna say? Man, fuck him. Put the beat on. We'll follow your lead then, Fab. Maybe this was Fab idea.
You ain't talking about top dollar, do not holler. Niggas can't move us, but nah, we not squatters.
Niggas can't move us. Nah, we not squatters. There's an explanation for that. When 50 Cent, we're going to go to the story in a second, 50 Cent called the landlord of their podcast building because he's always thinking about the 48th law approach to doing things. He called their landlord to basically try to either buy the building or get them out of there. And he called them squatters, because all of his rebuttals was online. So this is why he said the squatter line.
They mad cause we fly and niggas cannot swat us. Get it toe to head from bottom to top's Prada. Them window shoppers ain't really gon' cop nada.
You said, mad at me. I think I knew
My dog told me give him the word and shots follow. I let him off the leash like Nino's Rockwaller. You know I got power, your shorty got hot shower.
Oh my, oh, whoa. Whoa, this is the type of shit they used to make. He's still dangerous, but this is the kind of shit at the earlier stages. That's what made Fabolous one of them wild cards. You better watch your mouth. You better be careful dealing with Fabolous.
I let him off the leash like Nino's Rockwaller. You know I got power, your shorty got hot shower.
You know I got power. Obviously 50 Cent has a TV show called Power. And really, when you think about the reason why many people are speculating that 50 Cent did the documentary exposing Diddy and putting all that information out is because his baby mother was caught up in the revealing of all the freaky shit, right? The freak offs. They documented details of how Diddy was doing her. And part of that was a warm shower. Yeah, not that kind of warm shower, the golden one. He said, geez Louise.
Catch her trying to leave like Tasha shot Lala. The bitch not Mala and nigga you not Allah. Y'all both.
The B's not Mala. She's not bad. And you are not Allah. You're not God. All right, the wordplay is pretty dope right now. Come on.
Meet the creator, his first name not Tyler.
One more time.
The bitch not Mala and nigga you not Allah. Y'all both meet the creator, his first name not Tyler.
You gonna meet the creator. Y'all can both meet the creator. And his first name ain't Tyler. It's something about delivering that in a calm tone that just make that shit even more like, what you mean by that? Oh shit. Maybe this should have been just for Fabolous and Davies. I'm sorry. Inside thoughts coming out. I'm sorry.
The blick like a magic stick, yo top walla. Roof.
Wait a minute.
Meet the creator, his first name not Tyler. The blick like a magic stick, yo top walla.
The blick like a magic stick. Yo top, voila. If you know, you know.
Roof going, Dre and Snoop in a drop collar. Screaming, let me ride. Them youngins got diabolic. They will leave your whip leaning like they pop hydraulics. None of my ops valid. They singing the cops ballads. None of them want beef. They ordered a chopped salad. Cause how the fuck you niggas got brolic but not solid? And me trying to pull cars like we don't got wallets. Like how do niggas not in the jungle talk to Wallace? How is these grown ass men acting childish? How is these bum ass niggas speaking with stylists? When I was so fly, it made my bitch a stylist. They can't stop us from scoring. They gotta fight.
When I was so fly that made my beat a stylist. I'll be damned.
Can't stop us from scoring. Hey, we met at a pop gala. I call her the top scholar. She come and drop knowledge like she from a top college.
I know there's a video. I know that whoever made this video, I know this was your idea. You was looking for another performance scene. This that DIY insight. I know they're looking for another performance scene. They was like, man, where else we gonna shit we haven't shot? The payphone. In an otherwise fire ass verse. This shot had nothing to do. I'm sorry, we nitpicking, but damn it. Ooh, this Fabolous? That's what made so many of us fans. Why the hell is it a payphone in this verse? Continue. So yeah, wow, it's called squatters' rights. I'll be damned.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
I'll be damned. Well, let's start with this article first. In case you weren't keeping up with this crazy shit, after the gentleman that you just heard from on their podcast were talking about their opinions of 50 Cent making this documentary and putting the information out there and how they felt like it was, I guess, a betrayal to some degree. Some people even saw them as apologists for Diddy. 50 Cent then did what 50 Cent does, and he found a way to, fire back via the internet. It says 50 Cent has been at odds with Jim Jones ever since he dubbed his new Netflix docuseries a mockumentary. During a recent episode of the podcast, Jim Jones shared his thoughts on Netflix's new 50 Cent produced Diddy docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. He called it a mockumentary, prompting Fifth to fire back in a series of social media posts. He put Jones and Mano on blast, alleging that they're in serious debt. What that got to do with what they just said? They called your documentary a mockumentary, and the first thing 50 Cent said is, that's why you ain't got no money. This is who Drake be getting all his advice from.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
It's clocking now. It's clocking. This is who Drake gets all his advice from. Because that shit sounds just like the other one. I'm sorry. These guys are squatters. They owe $250,000 for the space they are filming their podcast. So what? For the first time, we got to tell Curtis Jackson, so the fuck what? So what? So what? Nobody tells him so what. I think so many years he's been used to folks like us saying, oh shit, you got him with that one. But then it's like, so what? How does that rebut anything that they brought up? They call it a mockumentary. He said you're broke. You're in $250,000 debt. Why you got so much information? Why you got so many necklaces? These bums are trying to win Best Dressed Award and can't pay their bills. Now 50 Cent is up the ante by sharing a recording of an alleged conversation with the owner of Jones' podcast building. In a recording, the owner claims that working with Jones has been anything but pleasant, as seen in a clip shared by College Kid on Twitter X. He also alleges that Jones owes him anywhere between $80K and $180K in unpaid rent. At the time of writing, Jones has not publicly addressed the recordings. And this was the said recording. Ooh, 50 Cent is turning to something else these days.
I want to rent it. And I said, okay, fine. Right? He's been saying this for since October. And so he keeps trying to build it, but he won't sign the lease. He's like, I don't like these terms. I want 6 months of build out and ridiculous bullshit. We also have a partnership agreement where half of what he's building now, his media, belongs to us. But he won't tell us how much he's making and doing all these things. So half of the
Boy, that's manipulation 101. Ain't none of this business any of our business. Someone lodged a fair critique of his docuseries, and the first thing he did was the old tactics that he would do with a Ja Rule, that he would do with a Rick Ross. It didn't work with Rick Ross, but it's the same old tactics, and it's a different society. And I really wonder if it has the same sting or punch that it once did in this era.
content he's creating, if you want to buy that too, I'll sell you half the company. He's not a business. He's like insane. To me, it's worth very little to nothing. But if it works out for you, I just throw that in as a sweetener. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is he signed a lease with.
Yeah, I'm kind of over that. It still has nothing to do with the criticism lodged at that documentary that they call a mockumentary. Well, this gives another story about what I guess inspired them to even get into this, or at least reports on what we just watched. The Let's Rap About It podcast featuring Fabolous, Jim Jones, Mano, and Davies is fortunately not just a podcast. It is a space where verses can thrive. Following 50 Cent's recent clash with the crew, they decided to respond to his fiery jabs by rapping over his instrumentals on the Squatters' Rights freestyle. 50 want to do everything but rap, and I understand from a power standpoint, from a I'm bigger than you, I'm an entrepreneur, I don't even rap no more, I'm in my entrepreneur space and I can buy you. I get that, but that don't change facts. I don't change you being available to criticism. Like society has been so dumbed down that somebody just got to be rich in order to be right about everything. That logic doesn't click with me. But it's the one that people seem to adapt to. Published on YouTube, the session sees all four MCs trading bars over different fifth beats, and Fab had the most notable verse from what the internet will tell you. That's also because of his direct response to 50 on their podcast, as caught by Polar World on Twitter. Joke Fab about renaming their show to Let's Squat About It. Yeah, he had a clip also too that was like, let's squat about it. Instead of let's rap about it, let's squat about it. We already went over the digs and all of that. I just wanted to make sure that I got this. Let me play this clip real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the most hated podcast in the world.
I like that. I like that. In the world. I like the world. I like.
What the hell? I gotta drop a 50 Cent just because my name Curtis? Yo, bump that. The chat is demanding. No, the fuck it's not. It's just Frank Sinatra is demanding that Curtis drop a 16 on Curtis Jackson. It is gonna sound like I'm dissing myself.
Let's squat about it.
Let's squat about it.
Let's squat about it.
Let's squat about it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, us squatters, man, coming together.
Let's squat about it.
Yeah, I love it.
I wonder if 50 Cent is doing the same thing that he proposed to Chamillionaire without telling him. So apparently, at one point in time, Chamillionaire and 50 Cent were at odds, and 50 Cent packaged it up, at least in retrospect, is that was him giving Chamillionaire an opportunity to be worldwide news. You can see there's a video about it where he's basically saying that he was baiting Chamillionaire, who was hot as fire at the point in time, right? You see me rolling. And he was like, if you beef with me, he didn't say that explicitly, but if you beef with me, you will be front page news in a newspaper in India, right? That was his whole shtick and his whole get down. I wonder if the same thing occurs in this situation and whether his influence is the same type of influence that gets that front page coverage worldwide. I look at this and I'm like, this seems to be in the advantage of the people who have a podcast in which they can deliver content on a regular basis. You can only do so many of the antics on social media, but we know 50 Cent don't have any kind of fatigue from these type of things.
Okay, leaving.
So yeah, they go on to basically clown that, but aside from them, right? Because whether or not they were coming to the defense of Diddy, I think there were some things that were undeniable in that documentary that were worth questioning, right? I do question a lot about the intent, because I think the intent has been exposed many a times, But let me just say this. As somebody who bought that ugly-ass G-Unit halter top, I can't even call it a wife beater. That G-Unit, my wife beats me. Because I didn't take the trash out. That damn midriff. Somebody who bought the midriff and then bought the damn G-Unit sneakers that were just knockoff Jordans for cheaper. Shout out to Reebok. I'm so disappointed in this version of the person I really don't know. I really look at this and I really don't know this. He's on the front cover of US Weekly. Imagine going back in 2003 and handing this magazine to somebody listening to Get Rich or Die Trying. Why I'm telling all on Diddy when so many are afraid to. Why I'm telling? Ain't that what Ja Rule and them was saying about him and the restraining order? Back when we didn't want to hear it. Nah. G-Unit's the future. G-Unit's the future. Isn't this what Ja Rule was saying? That is sometimes stuff that you can look at and you can call it strategic, but you can also say that's kind of police work. Why I'm telling on Diddy? Why I'm telling? And I don't abide by street codes, but I'm damn well aware of a lot of how the street codes go. But I look at this and I'm like, how could you stand? It just reminds me, we don't know these individuals. I definitely don't know these individuals. Who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this Trumpster named 50 Cent? I know he's in a different tax bracket. I know his worries and concerns are different. But it makes me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of folks who came up under that regime of music feel awful stupid, hanging on their every word. It makes us feel awful stupid supporting and buying those albums physically. It makes some of us feel awfully stupid going to support and fund that by buying concert tickets. It makes us feel awfully stupid to believe that that was the good guy. That was the guy that was going to come through and what is it? Drain the swamp of the music industry. It makes me feel awfully stupid in retrospect, because now that I see the guy that has appeared, it goes beyond the strategic 50 Cent that many of us have come to find out. It's almost like when I realized that Phil Jackson, when he was a coach of the Lakers, at one point he was so strategic. He was the Zen master, and you couldn't quite tell whether or not he was like trying to bait the other team. And you're like, man, why would he make that move? It's got to be strategic. You gave him more credit than what he deserved, until you realize this nigga's old.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna.
He is old, he's delulu, and he's making stupid ass mistakes that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It ain't no plan. It ain't no strategic plan. It ain't no 48 laws of power. You just an old, bitter ass man now. And it's disappointing to see. And I'm glad somebody finally getting at it, because the last thing he finna do is rap. He gonna do his power move. He gonna show his money. He gonna show his pull. That don't stop any of the criticism that I felt like was fair to lodge in that direction anyways, but we know he don't give a damn about that. DIYers, I'm just talking to the congregation. Those are my thoughts from one disappointed Curtis into another. I don't care how much money you have. That don't change the bottom line. Those are my thoughts, DIYers. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.